Light a candle. By the time it's gonna blow out, prime my life, the self-supreme. Triumphantly rise, calling ourselves to be self-harmony. Win this battle, this war with me, cause the time has come to gain balance and harmony over all itself. Training ourselves to be self, yeah, the war must cease. Great electrical magnetic harmony. Light a candle, balance to the world. Self-supreme, ushering the new dawn. Balance and harmony is called. Balance and harmony. Join in harmony, no duality. Primal way to be still in harmony. Say victory, self-harmony, self-harmony, non-duality. Victory arise triumphantly, bringing harmony, balance to the world. The harmony, maintaining equanimity, bring balance to the world.
Yes, balance to the world, balance to the world. Chant for balance to the world right now. So, thank you for joining the I. Today I will be reading a message from the I Self Supreme to all the I and I selves. So, a message to all the I Self from the I Self Supreme, Primal Light. Who am I? This is the question that one needs to ask, and I am answering the question of who the I Self Supreme is. What is the invisible force that is? This invisible force that is animating this body that I am. That which I have never seen. That which many do not know that is themselves because they think that they are this body. They want to live forever in this body. So I want you to know that you are not this body and neither are you this mind. So say with me, I am not this body. This body is a creation of the dream and will be dissolved. I am not this mind, the ego. I am not the ego false self either. Who am I? Is there a God? Are you God? What is God? And did God create I? So, is there a God? There are many gods. So I want you to know that there are many gods. Are you a God? No. The I Self Supreme is not a God. What is a God? So let me explain a God to you. And did God create I? No. God did not create the I. God is the I in the supreme ego form, invisible, magnetic, and not wearing a body. Does the God create anyone in the dream? Yes. The ego false selves, many ones, there are some that's in the dream that they are creation of God. They rise inside of the dream. They are the ones who many are saying they don't have any souls. But they are clones. So the ones that the gods create are clones. Like you already exist, but the gods, they make a clone inside of the dream. These ones, they don't belong to, they did not rise from the real, they just rise inside of the dream. So this is why you need to ask the individual question. Did God create I? As in me, if God, because many ones are saying God created them. Maybe God did create them. Maybe they are a clone inside of the dream. But the real selves that's in here, they are not. They arise from the I Self Supreme, and they are not a clone in here. So this is the difference. All right. So let's move on to the next screen. Are you God? And did God create I? So, no, the I Self Supreme is not God. Did God create I? No, God did not create God. I. What is God? God is my duality self that is sleeping and dreaming. As a result of the sleeping and dreaming state, the duality mind creates an avatar for itself to explore as. Therefore, God is like a video game character who's playing the game for the mind, the supreme ego. So, like you are the creator, you build a video game. You cannot go into the video game to play the game. You make a character to play in the video game. This is what that in the video game is. So I want you to know that God is the supreme ego, which is the mind, and behind God there's always a real self, but the self is sleeping. This is why the supreme ego arises inside of the dream, instead of the self being awake and experiencing the dream. It's sleeping, and now the ego false self arises. Now that ego false self, that is God. The first God arise was the supreme ego as the mind of Ra. She's wearing the duality consciousness. So everyone in the world, she gave them a replica of her duality consciousness in a baby form. So all human beings in the world is wearing the mind that is sleeping and dreaming. This is why the mind is so crazy. That becomes the first God. So the mind is God. This is why everyone worships the mind. So the I Self Supreme, this is why the I Self Supreme could not or never be God, because God is only the magnetic energy and it's not balanced. The I Self Supreme is the balance, has light, God has no light. All right. So I'm explaining the big difference between yourself, the Supreme, and God that as a creation of the dream. All right. So remember this. God is a dream existence and rise as a result of the I sleeping and is in unawareness, creating a world inside a dream. God is a dream character and not the real. God is I animating the dream character. Yes? All right. So everyone being cultivated into this dream as a human being was programmed into God, to serving God, to looking for God. This is the mind that is doing this. Because remember, the mind is the first God, the first supreme, the ego. And it creates the ego false self from the self sleeping. So this is why there are so many gods, because all the ones who are sleeping, they become gods. Yes, I hope I clarified that for you. So who am I? And what is this invisible force that moves everything? This invisible force that is animating this body is the same force that is animating this universe, the cosmos, everything in here. It is I. The nothingness is the I in stillness. So I want you to know that that which you are, the I am that I am, is the nothingness, existing stillness, has no properties to it, nothing, none being, the unmanifest, the pure true intelligence. This is how the I was existing in stillness. There's no movement, there is no thoughts, there is nothing, no thing, meaning to that being out the I that is existing. So I cannot find words using this duality mind to explain what that is. And so these are the best ways that I can explain it. And so from the unmanifest, we came into manifestation. From the non-being, we came into being. From stillness, we came into thought. From the nothingness, we started creation. Yes? So this is the level of that which is the I am that I am. There is no name. There is nothing to describe that which I am that is, and so I am that has no name. I am that can't be explained. All right? There is no properties to the I at the level, the ultimate true state. All right? So I want you to remember, ask questions of yourself so that your mind, the ego, the supreme ego, will not continue to confuse you. You can be anchored into yourself so you can know truth. So, what is the greatest question that I am not asking? Ask yourself these questions. Continually ask, who am I? How do I exist in this body? Who am I? How did I come into being? Who or what is God? You want to ask this question because you want to be able to know that the I that I am is not God. God is only the fragmented, fractal, magnetic aspect of what you are, and it's sleeping and dreaming, so it's not even in awareness. What is the source of my existence allowing me this world experience? Continue to ask these questions of the I self. Is this world a dream? Are we sleeping inside a dream? And how am I animating this body? The I self, supreme, the I am that I am, the I that is saying, the I self supreme primal light, the first ultimate true light, is saying you need to be asking these questions. This is the message from the I self supreme. Are we inside of the womb of another, like a fetus inside the womb of its mother? Ask yourself so that you can know this for yourself. Why is my mind so ignorant? Why is my mind always looping its imagination? Why can't my mind figure out the real? And what is the root cause of humanity's problem? You must ask these questions. Also, the I Self Supreme Primal Light, which is the baby of the stillness, non-being, non-dual, of which there is no name and no to describe that aspect of the self, the I am that I am. This world, the I Self Supreme want me to emphasize, why the I Self Supreme wants you to understand why this world must end, why this world must end, and why this world will end soon. Because this world is a dream and is an imagination creation. This world is just like a director. Yeah, have you ever gone on a movie set and seen the director? They created the whole scenario for the whole, write out the script for the movie. This is what the I Self Supreme has done. Write out a script for this movie, life movie. Have built the scene, built the set, which is all that we are seeing is a set for this movie called the life movie that we are in. And now, because it is a dream creation, it is more just an elaborate creation than what a director that can create in a movie. And so all of the actors that is us into this movie, we are playing roles. There was a destiny written out for us in the ego self, and there's a destiny written out for us when we take off the ego false self and be our real self. So this is the reason the movie is over, right? We are not the movie is reeling to the end right now. It has already been certain aspect of the self is already merged and dissolved. It has not reached to us yet on this level, in the world level. But know that this is happening already. That is, many of the self has already been dissolved. The I Self Supreme is merging all of itself together and dissolving many things. So if you watch ones who are observing this physical universe, you will be able to listen to what they are saying, what's happening. Okay? So the I Self Supreme is merging and dissolving this world because it is created as a dream creation, and the consciousness is very sick and crazy. It's sadistic, delusional, and deranged. This is the reason why there can never be any balance in the world. This is why this world must end, because it is a dream. And know the consciousness, the mind of Ra, and every human being and everyone that is wearing the duality consciousness think that this world is the real, and they have forgotten themselves wearing this dream costume, because many ones are saying they want to live forever in this body. They want to be living forever inside a prisoner inside of a dream. This is why this world must end, because the I Self Supreme in the shattered fragmented self, that which I am, that is animating this body and everything in the universe and in the galaxies and everywhere into this duality existence. The ones who are sleeping do not know this. And they are thinking that this is the real, and the ego as is ruling, and everyone is so brutal to each other because they don't recognize the all as one self. This is why this world must end. Finally, the I Self Supreme has gained a balance to restore balance and light onto all of itself. We're playing these characters so that they can finally wake up. Why this world must end? Because all the human beings is wearing the delusional sick mind. They themselves do not know that they are inside of a dream, that they are sleeping, and they are playing a dream character, and they think that this is themselves. Even though we see ones coming into this body, growing up, have a specific time when you have between a certain age to be in a body, and then you have to leave the body behind. So what they're doing now is trying to see, can they stay forever into this body? They say, can we live forever? So you obviously think that you are the body, is the body that's living forever. You are timeless. You are deathless. But you don't know this because you think you are a body. And the ego is afraid. And this is why the I Self Supreme has to dissolve this dream world so that all of itself can wake up. It's a nightmare. It's a dream. Wake up, wake up, wake up. This is what the I Self Supreme is doing to all of itself by just grabbing them, merging with them, and pulling off the ego off of them so that all of the self can wake up. This is why this dream world must end. It is only a set created inside of a dream, and we know it's time for the movie to end now. All right? Remember this. We have attached ourselves to the dream and forgotten our real self. We thinking that we are the dream creation. Everything into this dream is not real. Why this war must end? Because ignorance and delusion rules the emotions of human beings. Everyone is just acting and they're basing their action on their delusional thinking and their ignorance and how emotional their attachment is to the dream and the dream things. All is one self. Remember this. Playing all the characters inside of this movie. It's a movie set. Why this war must end? Everyone is in the ego false self and they sleep in trance and obscure inside the dream. They're not in their real self. Don't you think all the ones you see in the world, they are all sleeping? It's only a very small percentage of ones who are awake in this dream. Believe me, I can tell you this because I am awake in this dream, and so I know. A very small percentage. You can be one of those who come awake inside of this dream so you can know the real. You can see things as they are and have no attachment to this movie set so that the I Self Supreme can dissolve this movie set and you can return back to your ultimate true state. Why do you want to be enslaved inside a dream forever? Only because you are in the ego false self and you do not know your real self. You think that you are this body. Oh, we want to live in this body forever. So you're enslaving your souls to some dream character who says, I want to put you in a pod so that you can live forever. They're just going to enslave your soul and trap you in another dream. This is the work of the ego. The ego wants to keep the dream because know that the ego can only rise in the dream. All the ego character can only rise in the dream and they cannot exit this dream. Only the real selves can exit this dream. All the dream characters will be dissolved in this dream. And only the real selves will be left. All right? So all of those dream characters who are doing a lot of crazy things in this world, they will all be dissolved back into, they're just clones of the real. This is why they are so terrified right now. Why this world must end? This world is a prison ruled by the supreme ego and all the ego dream characters. Know this truth. This is the message from the I Self Supreme Primal Light. This is why the I Self Supreme is here to dissolve this dream. The I Self Supreme Primal Light message to all of itself. There is no need for the I to be afraid because all is myself and I alone exist. The I Self Supreme is not like the ego that wants to punish itself. No, the I Self Supreme is pulling everyone onto itself. You are my children. You have been tricked by the ego, and I'm pulling you onto myself. This is what's happening. The I Self Supreme is pulling all of itself back onto itself so that it can move into balance and harmony and get out of suffering, seeing itself being suffering under the tyranny of the ego, the the supreme ego and all this the ego characters that rise from the mind. So the I Self Supreme Primal Light said it is time to move from duality to non-duality. All is myself and I alone exist. Salutation to all beings, human beings, God beings, and supreme beings. I am yourself, self supreme, primal light, the unmanifest. I am here to return all of myself back onto me. All is myself, and I alone exist. All of you, myselves, have been enslaved inside of my duality consciousness dream. I am here to dissolve this dream so that all of myself will wake up from sleeping. It is time to return to balance and harmony, to the I ultimate true state. Please practice stillness and self inquiry so that you can come to self realization and know that I am all. I am one with all. Hail to the I Self Supreme Primal Light. Everything that I have created, I demolish. Everything that I have created, I demolish. I am free from my imaginary bondage. I am free from my imaginary bondage. I return to my ultimate true state. I return to my ultimate true state. I transition from being to non-being. I transition from being to non-being. I move effortlessly with ease from manifest to unmanifest. I move effortlessly with ease from manifest to unmanifest. All is myself. I am one with all. I want to thank you. Thank you so much thank you so much for joining I want you to remember that this mind is always going to try to trick you. I am one with all. Beware that this mind will want to resist, protest, and convince you of all the reasons not to do something. Know that you are in command. Reinforce to the mind this affirmation. Mind, be still. Be still, be still. Mind, be still and know that I am in command. I am in command. I am in command. I am in command of the commandment command. And as I have commanded, so let it be. So it is. Mind, be still. I awake from sleeping. I dissolve this dream. I am stillness. I am that I am. I am formless, timeless, limitless, boundless. I am stabilized in the unmanifest. I am the self supreme primal light. I am one with all. All is myself, and I alone exist. I am that has no name. I am that can't be explained. I return to I ultimate true states. I bow to I and I in self, in light, and in truth. I am primal light, prepared for the world, taking this form and identity as Aset, At, and Ra. I am the shattered, fragmented self in this body. Thank you so much. And I will see you in the next video. And remember that any questions that you have, you can let me know. And if there's a topic that you would like me to talk about, or you can let me know. And remember that the mind is the confusion. So anchor yourself down, anchor down into yourself. Remember that your real self is what? Your soul. So anchor and merge and unify with yourself soul. Call it back into your body. I want to thank you so much for your presence. Thank you so much for joining. I will
maintain myself harmony.
balance to the world.
Equanimity, balance. Victory, victory, I rise triumphantly, bringing harmony and balance to the world. God is evolution for all, a fractal of self, aligned with self-supreme. In all the world, it's all of me, more to see, myriad variety, electrical, magnetic beams, different levels to perceive. Join on in harmony, balance to the world. Self-harmony, maintaining equanimity, balance to the world. Bring victory, I rise triumphantly. Finally, I balance me. After eons of battling ego and greed, all me in every level of being obscured by ignorant illusion dream. All self bow to self supreme, the master of me, fractal being, electrical magnetic being, joining harmony, none the while harmony. Victory, I rise, equanimity, harmony, and balance of the world. Maintaining equanimity, bring balance to the world. Self-harmony, maintaining my equanimity. I rise triumphantly, bringing harmony and balance to the world.